Hello, Femi, what's up? Can you hear me? Let's say you have series of candles already going this way. You know, obviously, fine, it's an uptrend in a channel. Let's say this is a channel now, not just a flag. Let's say it's a channel. Obviously, you can't buy from here. You can't buy from here. Though it is in an uptrend, you're expecting a buy, but buying from here is very, very risky. And you would have to sustain a huge loss before it goes into profit, because when it gets to this level, there's every probability that it might then reverse back this way. So you can imagine buying here on this level, on this line now. You can imagine placing a buy here and then the market reversing to this level. So it's have cost you a lot. And imagine trading on maybe the daily. Your account might not be able to handle such loss. Your account might not be able to handle such loss. So you wait for the market to reverse first to the downside. It is safer buying when there is a pullback to the downside. So I'll be showing you a tool now to use to determine how far a market would reverse. Let's say you have it coming. Sometimes you'll notice it might really not touch this line before going up. I'll be showing you the Fibonacci tool now. And I will be giving you the parameters later. I'll be giving the parameters later. That's at the end of this class. So you'd use on your phone. I'll be using the system now, but it works the same way on the phone. Just understand the concept. This is this Fibonacci for the system, but just use your phone first. Use your phone for the meantime. I would show you how to do that on the phone. So now, the Fibonacci is just a ratio of numbers. It was developed by a mathematician, a scientist. I really can't remember the history behind it, but we use it in determining how far the market would reverse before going back to the upside. You know, this is an uptrend. It's going this direction, a pullback, upwards, pullback. So now you want to determine how far the pullback would come, or the level to which the pullback would come before it reverses back to the upside. So we'll be looking at 4 basic levels to which the pullback can come to before going to the upside. I'm making reference to this trade now. That is a buying trade, an uptrend. The reverse would be for the selling trend. So now you've had this as an uptrend, this as an impulsive move, this as a retracement, an impulsive move, now a retracement. So now you are expecting to buy, but how sure are you that it would reverse at this very level or go upwards? I've taught you about candles. So the first thing first, you draw your Fibonacci. That is the first thing you should, okay. The first thing, you wait for the pullback. Now you've seen this up, down, up. The first thing, you've waited for the pullback. And the second thing, you draw your Fibonacci to determine the levels. We'll be looking at 4 key levels. One is the 50%, one is the 61.8%, the second is the 71.2 or so, and the third is, I think, the 80 point something. Like, I really can't remember the levels now, but I'll be sending you the parameters to input. So the 50% remains 50%. We call the 61.8% the first OTE level. That is optimum trade entry level. That is OTE. It's an acronym. Optimum trade entry level. I hope I'm moving too fast because, yeah, I know you have limited time. But just in case, you can watch the video again later just to understand. So when you have an impulsive move, you wait for a retracement. That is the first thing. The second, you draw your Fibonacci. Now, what do you watch out for on your Fibonacci? You wait for the trade to reverse to at least 50% before jumping into the trade. Now, 50% is the first level, 61.8% is the second level, which is our OTE1. That is the surest entry. Aside, after 50, not the surest now, like in order of hierarchy now. After the 50%, the 61.8 is the surest, then down to your 71.2 or so, then to your 80 point something. So then the level with the highest, how would I put this now? The highest validity that it would start going back up is your OTE 3, that is the 81 point something. I think it's 1.6 or so. But with from experience, from my personal experience, I've noticed most of my trades reversed at 61.8. 50% and 61.8. That is the level to which my trade reverses most. So now I've told you to watch out for two things: your reversal, your pullback. You've based on what you've read now from the PDF, I believe you've gained enough knowledge from 3D. Now we're looking at entries, how to pick the trade now. That is the issue you have at the moment. So you wait for your pullback to the downside. I believe that PDF should have taught you on that. Now you've waited for the pullback, that is the first. Now you are drawing your Fibonacci. So how do you draw your Fibonacci? You draw it from the lowest, from one swing to another. From a lower, as regards to this trade now, this is a buying trade now, from a higher low to a higher high. From a higher low to a higher high. How do you now know the very points to draw it? I've taught you on candlestick anatomy. So now you look for swings, and the candlesticks that appear at those swings majorly are: number one, we have the doji. The doji is likely to appear around here, around this level. Please, if you have any question at any time, you can always ask before I go too far. You can have the doji appearing here. Then you know, okay, this is where it reversed, and this is where this one reversed. So you can have a doji here, number one. You can have tweezers bottom. You can have a lineup of candles, that is candles of equal height. You can have the hammer here. And I think these are the three basic candles that appear at reversals that I've noticed: the hammer, the doji, the tweezers bottom here. So the same thing would happen here now. You can have the tweezers top here, the hanging man or shooting star, the morning star as well, the evening star as well can also pop up here, and then a series of candles and the doji. So here now, what are we looking out for? First, we will draw our Fibonacci from this point up to this point. This is how Fibonacci works. Let's say I'm looking, I'm watching to pick a trade here, for instance. Here, for instance, I would draw my Fibonacci from this level to this level. Then I would wait for it to, I'm waiting for a reversal down to this level. This is what I mean. I'll draw my Fibonacci from this level up until this level. You can stretch it to any length. It does not matter. Just the height. It's the height that matters. We can stretch to any length. It does not matter. But the height should be this. So you can see I drew my line from here, from my 100, from here up to this point. So now this is how it works. This is your zero level. That is the level it started reversing from. Let's say it now reverses down. This is 23.6% level. This is 38.2% level. This is 50% level, as I was explaining earlier. This is my OTE1, optimum trade entry 1. That is 61.8. This is my OTE 272.1 or so. I'll tell you the parameters later. OTE 3, 80 point something, and 100. It's very, very simple. This 100% means it is retracing 100% back to where it started from. You know, this was the point the impulsive move started from. So when it reverses to 100, that is, it has reversed to 100% the point. It has reversed OTE 3, 80%, OTE 272% or so, OTE 1, 61.8%, 50.0, 50%, 38, 23, and 0. That is what it just simply means. So now, let's say it reversed down to, each of these levels are significant numbers, but I told you from my personal experience, I've noticed it reverses basically from 50 and my OTE1. So I watch out basically for my 50% and my OTE1. It can reverse from any of these levels. They are also key levels. But personally, from my own observation, I've noticed it reverses basically from 50% and OTE level 1. Let's say, okay, let's say I wanted to pick this trade now, and it got to this line. Number one, I've seen like 2 confluences here already. I told you confluence is a series of strategies put together, or a series of confirmations. That is your confluence. So number one, this trend line, the market has reversed to this trend line. That is my first confirmation. Secondly, it has reversed to my 38.2. That is my second confirmation. Then I would watch out for the candle that is trying to form here. Let's say I now see a hammer here, or a tweezers bottom, or a lineup of candles just ranging, or a morning star. Then now it gives me an assurance that, okay, this trend is ready to change. Then I can place a buy trade here when I see the close of the candle. Let's say a hammer. When I see the close of the hammer, if you watch the last class, I believe you should know when to enter close of hammer or something now. You should understand. So let's say I see the close of a hammer here, then I can pick a buy trade and expect it to go up. So now where would my stop loss be? My stop loss would just be right under the trend line, such that even if it reverses to hit my stop loss, I would know that, okay, there is no assurance for this guy. It has like broken the rule of trend line. So probably it would not, the market is done obeying the trend. So it would probably or not likely reverse back into the trend anymore. You drop your stop loss below 50% is still not bad for this trade. I'll probably drop my stop loss below 50%. Where would my take profit be? My take profit would be here. Although this trade will still go higher. So I would call this my TP1. This would be my take profit 1. Once it gets to this level where it's made the first impulsive move to and reversed and trying to make another impulsive move, that will be my first take profit level. That would be my first take profit level. Then once it gets to this level, there's also called what's it called now? Trailing stop loss. So I would start trading my stops once it gets to this level. Once it gets to this level, I'll probably shift my stop loss to like maybe 23.6 to lock profit. I believe from that video, from the PDF, you should understand trailing stops now, or how to lock profits as well. So once it gets to this level, I'll probably adjust my stop loss to maybe here. So if at all it reverses, I would not lose anything, or maybe lose just little. So it gets to this level, I can adjust. Hello, Femi, are you still with me? Sorry, I had network issues. Hello? Okay. Probably when it gets to this level and it breaks beyond this region, then I can adjust my stop loss back to this level. So now I've achieved my goal of TP1. I've achieved TP1. So if at all it reverses back to this level, I know, okay, I've made profit and I'm okay, I'm satisfied, I'm not greedy with the trade or something. I would be okay with that profit. Even if at all it reverses back to my TP1, I'm fine, I've made something. And fine, if it continues and it goes up, gets to this point, I would just close the trade. And that's a win-win. If it reverses, win-win. At least you're not losing something. That's the goal of the trade, to secure your capital. So let's say you have a running trade for this now. It has made an impulsive move and the retracement